Hello, Daniel Newsom here, Success Creator. Today I'm going to talk about habits. We all do them. We don't even know that we are doing habits, but it's a part of our everyday life that we need to be aware of. I recently read the book Atomic Habits, and I've learned some good things from the book. After reading the book, I started changing my thinking and go, whoa, this book kind of worked for me in some fashion here. So, some things I learned, or I'm just going to talk somewhat from my own experience and a little bit about what I learned from the book, are with our habits, we really want to shift from milestones to identity. For example, a lot of people, they want to start going to the gym and they go, well, I want to hit my milestone. My habit is I want to go to the gym, start going to the gym regularly to hit my goal of losing 10 pounds. So that's how they're trying to create their habits, by hitting milestones. Something I learned in the book is change your thought process from hitting the milestone to changing your identity. So instead of hitting your milestone, go, I'm going to go to the gym today because I'm a healthy person. That's just who I am. I go to the gym on a regular basis. Even if it's your first or second week going to the gym, that's who I am. I go to the gym. That's what I do. For habits, it seems like when we're starting a habit, we're having to trick our mind, go, hey, go to the gym, do this. Remember, you're trying to do this. But if you can almost tell your mind, hey, this is who we are, you get in more of the habit-based approach already. So you're trying to trick your mind into thinking, okay, this is already who I am. I don't have to go through this learning phase or this hard phase here. This is just already my habit. And after the book, I started thinking about this out loud too. And some of my decisions when I was eating, I'd pick up, let's say, a bag of chips, and I go, is this what a healthy person would choose to eat right now? And then I decided I would make a different choice and say, okay, I'm going to go for some peanuts instead. And you kind of just start making little habit changes. The book is called Atomic Habits. They talk about the 1% shift and the changing the 1%, over time and gradually. That creates a huge change. A lot of people, they get these small changes or no changes at all, and they just go ahead and give up. The book reminds you that, hey, a lot of changes are small. Don't give up, stick through the process, and eventually you'll be okay. Another thing in the book is they talk about most people that are the most successful, they're the best at dealing with boredom. And I really thought about that. It's like you hear about these super successful people or these billionaires, and you always hear about drive or passion or these other factors, but I haven't heard that before. The most successful people, they have the best habit of dealing with boredom. And just think about that on the most successful people, whether they're athletes or business people or doctors. I mean, doctors, for example, 8 years of school. I mean, they're constantly dealing with boredom in the classroom, sitting there, having to work, having to maybe go to the hospital, and then they're having to read. It's a lot of boring days for the average person, would think, just reading and then learning all day. Or an athlete just sitting there practicing batting, for a baseball player, practicing batting. I've done it 1,000 times. I'm going to do it again. I'm out here bored. Or you're in the weight room for the 100th time. I'm bored. How good are you at going through the boredom? Can you consistently go through the boredom? You're going into work. It's just going to be a boring day full of tasks. Are you able just to sit through those boring days and just get it done? Again, maybe just try and trick your brain. Go, hey, I'm a successful person. Successful people, they have to do this work. And that's what I'm going to do here. Another thing I learned is say a goal out loud to commit to your goal. For example, I think the average person, they just think of the tasks that they need to do. I'm going to go mow the lawn. 2-3 weeks go by, you're driving home, you still see your lawn that needs to get mowed. So commit to a day and say it out loud. Say, I'm going to mow the lawn on Thursday when I get home. And it's almost like you're just committing to avoid your procrastination. It's your habit to say it out loud and to make a goal or a deadline for yourself, or your task just isn't going to get done there. So I'd say I need to mow the lawn because I'm an organized person, and organized people mow their lawn. And I'm responsible, and responsible people mow their lawn. In order for me to hit my goal of being a responsible person, this is one of the things that I need to do. Right? And just constantly say it out loud rather than just putting it in your mind one time and then forgetting about it 2, 3, 4 weeks. So you're having to say these things and convincing yourself on why you're doing it. Give your mind like the background to it on why things need to get done. Could be the same with reading or trying to hit a deadline, for a project coming up. Project's due in a month. I need to hit this much by a week because I need the project to get done, because I'm trying to get my degree, because I know when I get my degree, I can get more money, right? It's just always just trying to remind yourself on why you're doing what you're doing. Last thing I learned in the book is delayed gratification, is that as humans, we are wired to seek instant gratification. This kind of comes back to the boredom factor too. And there's a lot of jobs that you can probably get, right out of high school with a good wage, and people go, "Oh, why are you going to school? You don't need to do that. You can come do this job and you'll have a good life." I don't understand what you're doing. So how long can you deal with the boredom and deal with the delayed gratification, right? It's the same thing when you're eating a dried chicken breast and broccoli. It's not satisfying. It's not satisfying to eat like that. It's not satisfying to read instead of going out with your friends. I think a good example is you hear about those people in high school where they go, "Oh, he's a dorky guy, but he's got no friends, so he's gonna be the guy that goes to college and he's gonna be super successful." It's like, well, maybe the temptation of that guy not having to go to these crazy parties or go to events, and he's able to focus on school, that's what could make that person successful. Where you see other people that are smart and they have this temptation and they're seeking this temporary gratification of going out, having fun, being entertained, and then they lose focus, and that other person that is bored and is able to focus ultimately hits their goals and they're successful and they have that long-term gratification. So again, Daniel Newsom here, success creator, and I hope you learned something a little bit about habits today. I'll be trying to post one of these topics, videos about once a week for you. Instead of reading an 8-hour book, maybe you could watch these in 8 minutes, get your weekly advice and do a little bit better in life. Thanks.